Even with the rest of the development?
No, except for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that, and then I might just get rid of it. I don't know. Just
Arrested Development, baby.
Every time I think of a movie that I want to watch, I check. Yeah, not there. It's like, really?
Yeah.
And I don't know when the League Season 4 is coming out. I'd like to watch that, but...
It always seems like a lot of the season stuff seems to you get it as the next season is starting. So
okay.
probably
November.
I bet probably the next month here because they kind of with Always Sunny and those kind of things. It seems like they do the off season, a lot of the summer season stuff is going on now.
Okay.
Not unlike our summer season beer.
Right.
So we have that kind of going on where like I said, that kind of happens. So I bet in the next month or two, I bet a lot of those will start hitting.
Okay.
This is my guess.
That's the one I'm looking for, but. So I might watch Arrested Development and then
you will.
No, I will watch Arrested.
You will watch Arrested Development,
and then I might get rid of Netflix.
And then you might Yes. I can understand that. Although I hear that House of Cards is great, and I love Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
I may have to give that a shot.
Hey, then they should give that.
Wow, I'm tying everything back into what we're about to do.
It all comes back to about beverages.
It does, as it should.
As it should.
I mean, really.
That's right.
And what we've got today is we have another summer seasonal beer. For this Give It a Shot, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are aboutbeverages.com. And the beverage we're about today is the Shipyard Summer Ale.
Yeah, that says it all.
That's it.
There really isn't much.
Summer Ale from
else.
Shipyard Summer Ale. However you want to put that together, that's the way it works out.
They first came onto our radar, at least, many, many years ago when we were doing it was a porter podcast, and then that turned into a fall seasonal beer podcast, which then made me get their pumpkin beer,
Pumpkinhead,
which won several awards from aboutbeverages.com. how prestigious prestigious that we are. They won for a couple of years in a row until we found some other things. But that was kind of how they first.
Right.
And then lately we've tried the Monkey Fist IPA, which was okay.
Did we? Okay.
Was not nothing to write home about, at least for us. But that's kind of that. We've kind of found that there really is a huge, obviously, difference, the East Coast and the West Coast when it comes to the IPAs.
That's right.
It's like the gang rap wars of the 80s and 90s.
The 90s, yeah.
That's right. You have the East and the West Coast. Well, it's the same thing with the IPAs.
With the IPAs.
The East Coast tends to be more of the English, right? Kind of a little bit more of the
maltier IPA.
It could be a little more malty, a little bit more of that kind of earthy dank. A little bit with the
dank.
The dank again.
You're breaking the dank out.
Yeah, a little bit of that, seems to be with the hops. They're using more of that kind of thing, which I think this one uses the Hallertau.
And we did like their the pumpkin beer this year that they had too, right? That was
we did, yeah, the smashed pumpkin. The Pugsley's Select Reserve or whatever. Oh, that was...
You even just gave Alana one of those
I did.
a few weeks ago.
My niece loves the pumpkin beer, so I was able to find one more of those, and I gave it to her, so hopefully she enjoyed it.
That's right. I'm sure she did. Or will.
Or will. But similar to what we did last week, we've got the 4.8% alcohol, so we've got the sessionable beer category, which is good.
Right.
And a little bit more pricey, though.
$9.99 for the 6-pack.
A little bit more on the dollar wise, and a little different style. This one, I believe, is more of a wheat beer.
Okay,
is kind of what they're
I
what
suppose
they're going
the last
for.
one was the farmhouse.
Yeah,
sort of saison-y type.
And that's most of the information found at their website, which we'll have a link to at aboutbeverages.com. Did I just pour the same beer? Oh,
yeah, it's
a little more. There's a little more golden,
and it's a little clearer. To me, it's
I would agree with that. Yeah.
It's not like it's clear, but it's clearer.
Yeah, it's kind of... I'm going to have to double check. I just mentioned wheat beer, but for me, when I see a wheat beer, I think of the Kellerweiss, Hefeweizen, or something like that. I think of something a little more cloudy. So I'm going to have to double check. Traditional American wheat beer. So a little bit... doesn't affect the flavor, but I like the looks of a little bit more cloudy.
Right.
Personal preference.
That's just, it's aesthetics. A little apple vinegar in there.
Yeah, this has it's got a little bit of apple, and there's a little bit of those kind of spices that I usually get out of a wheat beer. A little bit of the clove, some of that kind of in there. But yeah, a little bit more of that sweeter kind of note, which I like. That's a great aroma. I actually really like that.
It's not what I was expecting.
Mm-mm. Yeah, after looking at the color, I thought it was gonna be this is gonna be really dialed back, but it's not.
It's definitely a little drier. Or it's dry, and a little bit of bitter at the back, sour bitter.
Yeah, a little more bitter at the back on this one.
I don't really get the apple.
No, I'm kind of bummed that what was in the aroma that I really liked. I'm not getting much of I'm not getting any of those spices. I'm not getting any of the sweet or the apple. It really is fairly crisp. Goes right to the back, and then you get the the bitter from the hops, I think, hanging out back there.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, it's dry. It's dry.
Yeah,
a little bit at the front.
A little hint of the damp, a little dank going on in there. There's a little something like that going on there. A light version of that, but that English hop.
Yeah,
that
I
kind
guess
of thing
that could be.
going on.
Yeah, could be that. Right.
Yeah, missing out on the spices that I thought I was going to get. That's a little bit of a bummer.
Well, it's funny. One thing that yesterday when I had Brian tried that sour, he brought up like apple cider as an aroma in that, which I was like, oh. And so kind of when I smelled the apples in there, I was thinking that might come through a little bit more. That's funny. Now as this has opened a little bit and has been sitting here, I just get those spices, some spice, but not really the apple anymore. This in the aroma.
Yeah, it is kind of blending in there a little bit more into that, like just some nice. Yeah, it's a little more melt. Now I'm getting the spices first, and then I still am getting some sort of nice. I think that like the Granny Smith kind of tart apple is a good.
The only thing that to me that I just don't like about this is the dry, that it leaves my tongue dry.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't there, I would say that this has enough flavor, but not too much. Could still be refreshing, but then it just, like I said, comes back and it dries me out, and I don't.
Yeah, it is doing that.
That I'm not a big fan of.
Overall, I think it would be, like I said, enjoyable. I think it fits the, kind of style we're talking about. But, yeah, I would agree. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of extra something there that's a little on the drier side that, maybe if you just have this and tape to it as a little, like,
glass
16-ounce thing of water. Like a plastic little bottle of water. And then you kind of go, you tip this way and then you tip that way.
Right. Keep yourself well lubed. your palate, that is.
Okay, wow. Okay, glad we clarified that.
Going for just keep yourself well lubed while you enjoy one of these.
So this would not be what you would choose initially then if we were at the lovely beach hanging out. 2 things in the ice chest.
What's the other thing?
The thing we just had last week at the farmhouse. If I knew then what I knew now.
Yeah, I'd probably take the other one.
Okay.
Just
because of the like the extra flavor value. Does not equate to the enjoyment because of the.
And it's hard because I try it again and I think, oh, that's kind of neat, that complexity that's back there for such a simple, relatively seeming, easier drinking, simpler beer. Mm-hmm. There's some flavor complexity, but I think that's why I'm having trouble speaking because like I said, my tongue is dry. I'm stumbling over my words.
I'm getting most of the dry just kind of at the back. Like I think I would enjoy this initially, but then I would want to move on to something else to kind of clean that up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I still could enjoy this. I don't know, just depend on what mood I'm in. If I wanted, if that little extra flavor value.
But there is almost a Flanders red note in there. That appley, cidery it is there. And aroma wise it dissipated, but taste wise it is toward the back.
Yeah, I get that.
And I kind of like that.
It really hits the sour bar on your tongue a little bit there. Yeah, no, I would agree. Like I said, I'm not getting the spices that I still am getting in the aroma.
Right.
They're not overwhelming, but
right.
Like I said, what is there? Like I said, I'm not getting any of that, which I wish that was in there, but overall, exactly. Yeah. And hopefully
if it's the only thing in the cooler, I would still have one.
That was the only thing in the cooler. Wow.
Well, I mean, if somebody
how low can you set the bar?
Well, no, because I can just as easily walk away from a beer that I'm not a fan of.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, but if I was in the mood for a beer and that was in the cooler, well, no, I'd have one.
You heard it here first.
I'd have one.
The verdict on this is
I'd have one.
No, it's fun. Well, then the other thing to think about too, just to quickly hash up, this is also about $3 to $4 more for a 6-pack.
Then, well, yeah, well,
easily
no, it was $7.99.
2 to 3.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, okay, so yeah, $2.
And this one was 10.
Yeah,
so we're $2 to $3.
So no,
on if it's on sale
I'm
or
not
something.
buying it then.
No. I would agree with that. Yeah, I'm probably not going to, especially at $10. Not to be rude, but no.
There's a lot of
other things I can get for a little bit more flavor
before that. Yeah,
but like I said, if you are looking for something on the lighter side, I think this can fit the bill. And maybe if you're actually on the East Coast, maybe it's cheaper.
Yeah, could be.
Like I said, we have a lot of people that do watch on that side of the U.S.
of the Mississippi.
Yeah, that maybe since there's not all the shipping coming this way, that probably I'm sure incorporates into the cost a little bit.
Could figure into that. Yeah.
But anyway, head on over to the website. your summer seasonal happening website.
Your headquarters for
That's right.
everything that is summer beer.
AboutBeverages.com is the place, and that is where you can find the tasting notes for this beer, as well as where it hits on our recommendation scale. And while you're there, we were talking about it earlier, definitely go back into the archives. We have had numerous summer seasonals throughout the many years that we have been doing this website. And if those beers are still around, the tasting notes and everything else, the videos, the audio, it's all still good unless they've changed the recipe.
It should still be relevant.
That should still be relevant enough for your purchasing pleasure.
To,
No, that's not what I want to say.
assist you in
Yeah, to
in
assist
making
you.
a
There you
purchasing
go.
decision.
To assist you in your decisions. But whether we like it or not,
You should give it a shot.